What's good, YouTube and Twitch? We're live to both with a discussion of what can be, should be, will be in the Megatins for 2021. Right now, all we know are some world premiere promos that aren't promos. I don't know what that word promo is anymore, because when we read set descriptions, and it's very hard, there are no longer promos this year on the current description, although people get hope with that name, contents, and specifications are subject to change. Well, what's also really hard to read is that circled line that I have highlighted for you, and chat really doesn't seem to want to read it either. Yu-Gi-Oh players literally come to my channel to have me read cards sometimes, so let's do this together. The 2021 10 Mega Pack set is made up of popular cards released in 2020, including cards from Ignition Assault, Eternity Code, Rise of the Duelist, and Phantom Rage. Then there's a little line, and more. People really like to take this and run with it, and they go, oh, well, what about Magician Souls? It fits the theme of the 10s, the DM era. What about Invocation? That would be a great reprint, even though it was last year in Battles of Legend. Okay, so my problem with this is, somebody tried to tie this in with Invoked Agotis. It's in Eternity Code. It's probably getting reprinted in the 10s, John. Why can't Invocation be in there, baby Rage? The problem with this is Invocation's already been reprinted multiple times, and you have to look at history to learn from history. The model of the 10s is the 4 sets. Now we get a couple side sets, and Commons already did spoil that Secret Slayers will probably have some representation, because Raptite is Secret Slayers, is in there, so we should see maybe Adamancipator, and we'll talk more about that spread. But you get some side sets. You're probably not going to get a 5th generation reprint of a card that has been short printed each time it's been released. I think it's actually its 4th if it were to get reprinted. You would see something like that in Gold Series, or a March reprint set, or it even was in Shadows and Valhalla side set. It's just highly unlikely to be in the 10s. In fact, when Konami makes the 10s each year, they do bend the rules or break the rules just a little, so people try to say anything's possible. But usually it's something small, like Demise King of Armageddon got common to go along with the other Demise stuff, because Demise was getting expensive. This was one of the biggest curveballs of all time. It's usually not going to be levels of, oh yeah, let's really ruin the chances of Legendary Duelist Season 3 and start showing, yeah, let's throw in Souls, let's throw in a Dusted Gold to mix with Burst of Destiny, make this the best product ever. So people setting up these expectations and going, oh man, Gold wasn't in the 10s, what terrible 10s, oh, I'm so mad. It was unlikely to be in there in the first place. Please read, I know reading is hard, read the product description for this discussion. Now, other points out, like, could Battles have stuff in here? Could Traptrix Sarah make it? I think this would be gold rare too, because look at all the Traptrix gold rare reprints. So we are going to go around with cards already confirmed or speculated for reprints also, and say my thoughts. And I'll just give you a small spoiler. My thoughts are probably the kitchen sink. But the first thing we did notice is you have those new world premiere cards, and they're actually revealed with Zeus by the voice actors on the Yu-Gi-Oh! News YouTube. And before, when they had Dan Green for the voice of Yugi, and they also had Eric Stewart, they had the voice of Kaiba doing the reveals, Dragoon was among those, and it was somewhat, you know, when we had the theme hoped for. But I feel like without Dragoon being revealed, like you have the Dragoon level reveal, I don't think we're getting something like Crossout Designator necessarily. Maybe we do get an ace rival protagonist card like that, where they get spread out in other products. Boral End kind of makes sense, I feel like a lot of people gave up on Heat Soul. We did a poll in the chat, and Crossout won, and this got last place, and I feel like people are just like, don't give me hope. You could see a original print in the 10s like the for the cards, an introduction to the TCG, but the more it seems to simmer, maybe it's unlikely if they didn't lead with it, or maybe it's not the biggest one since they didn't lead with it, and instead they got everybody excited with Zeus. So let's go ahead with stuff from those 4 sets that could be reprinted along with the side sets. Starting with Droplet, this already has an ultimate rare. It has a confirmed pushback reprint for Battles, and, well, Brothers of Legend this year. And I feel like with Droplet, it could possibly miss the 10s, but you also have to look at years past where they double-dipped the reprints, especially last year. For example, we had Apollosa already announced for Gold Series before we even knew it was in the 10s. Everybody discounted that it could be in the 10s. her original art still ended up in the tins. So with Droplet, even though you have a confirmed reprint on the horizon, it could make it, it could not. I do think Konami will want to milk Rise of the Duelists and Eternity Code just a little, so I could see them leaving out that reprint, then shorting it in Brothers, and then putting it somewhere else in a March reprint set or future Gold series down the line, rather than just pounding it into the ground. Now, Triple Tactics Talent, I think, absolutely makes it. There's no reason it doesn't, but this is just my opinion. I don't have time traveling info brokers. I don't see the future. I could see this being in the Ultra slot. Pretty easy peasy, though. I think Ice Dragon's Prison will get a secret rare upgrade in the 10s personally. I think Gearsu will be in the 10s. Somebody in chat said, you know what they're going to do? They're going to free Harpour and not reprint this guy. They use the ban list to sell cards and products, not to do the opposite and laugh at the player base. Konami likes to make their money. I do see this guy getting a reprint, though, personally. I think all the Dogmatica cards will be reprinted, most likely. We already even have seen a Dogmatica common leaked. They had leaks where they all came from, where the Dawn of Majesty boxes had some Mega Pack commons inside. It was highly publicized on Reddit, and we got to see high HD photos confirm they were very real. So I think a lot of the Dogmatica stuff will make it, and the Dear Servant probably get a downgrade. Fleur-de-Lis probably get a downgrade. Ecclesia might get that upgrade. People think it would conflict with the Starlight. They said that about Masquerena, and Masquerena still came in Prismatic Secret Rare, very nice. Maximus, probably along with the engine. And people are going, oh, Albaz won't make it because the structure deck's going to be coming and they'll piece it out elsewhere. Absolutely not. Albaz, I would think, would make it as well. Why would one of the main lore pieces not make it?
Ultra or Secret Rare.
Punishment would be nice, and it already does have a super upgrade, so I could see it getting an upgrade too. Lightning Storm already got reprinted in King's Court, so it's kind of a coin flip on could it miss, will it miss, won't it miss. When they did Pot of Extravagance and Toon Chaos, kind of like where King's Court took Lightning Storm, they still reprinted it in Prismatic Secret Rare, surprisingly, so we could see Lightning Storm still get its reprint in the Megatins, but I could also see it missing with how much other value's there. In order for them to sell it in the future, we'll have to wait and see, but my call is that they would reprint it on the legacy of Pot of Extravagance. We'll see, though. I think Rose will be getting an upgrade, especially with the history of Sky Strikers in the 10s. I think Lulu, for her meta presence, would get an upgrade, as well as Fractal. They tend to like to make the secret rares as cool as possible, but they also tend to over-upgrade some bad things for filler, so we'll see how many of them get upgrades instead of downgrades. And the Revolt's one of the commons I would think would actually get a nice-looking upgrade within the 10s. They pick very few commons to go up in the hollow slots, and that would be one I'd like to see. Gravedigger Trap Hole, not to be missed. I think it should be probably a super rare if we're talking about the better looking rarity, but I would think it's ultra rare if we're realistically talking and making it. Animador Archosaur coming in at whatever number this is. I think actually 16. Archosaur, I feel like, will get its reprint. Dinosaurs are very notable. Even with Miss on the ban list, they still want to sell certain aspects of dinos. I could see it. Chamber Dragon Maid's confirmed for Gold Series. I wonder if with the promotion she could actually get an alternate art, but I doubt it. I think they would have advertised it, which actually brings in Ghost Mortar and Moonlit Chill, who does have an alternate art in the OCG. I still think they'll be double dipping both of these. I don't see a reason for them not to, but with Dragon Maid and the waifu tax and how crazy she's gone in the past, maybe could miss. I don't really see Moonlit Chill missing, but weirder things have happened. I just don't see it happening. Alpha, I think, will be getting an ultra or super downgrade. And now here comes the interesting conversation. TCG exclusive world premiere cards. They're not exclusive so much anymore, but White and Redbeard. You have a history of, say, Subterror and Spiral missing the 10s, but then you have Time Thieves making the 10s. This is where you get that more speculation of what could really miss, because people like to point at all the big cards and Diamond Hands. Don't let it go. It's going to miss the 10s. It'll skyrocket. Almost never happens. Again, look at history, and history will pay you. When it comes to these cards, there's potential for them to miss or potential to end up in there. And the same with Mutants. I don't know who's going to miss Mutants if they don't get a reprint. They're completely budget as is. You want your $5 deck instead of your $20 budget deck, I suppose. But that's another one that could miss, and I don't think too many people would miss it. Where Plunder, I could see that skyrocketing a little if it did miss, but nobody knows the future. Chat, do you think Plunders make it? Press 1 if you think Plunders make it. Press 2 if, nah, it's gonna pass. just like Spirals, just like Subterrors. They're not going to get the treatment of Time Thief. So I want to see. 1 if it makes it, 2 if it doesn't. Main thing is to keep your expectations low, please. I don't think so with the Megatins. The Megatins are a flagship product every year. Ooh, a lot of 2s for the miss. Y'all think it's gonna dodge? You think it's gonna dodge? Interesting that much of chat thinks that way. We'll see how that pans out. I think they might make it. But we'll see. We'll see. Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon for the Pendulum players. Konami is kind of Pindu adverse, but they printed this card, then brought it on over, so I think it should make it. Schism, people talk about banless cards. That's the only reason I could see this missing, is if it's potential for the banless, kind of like how Masterpiece missed the 10s, Grass missed the 10s, didn't get reprints because they had plans on the banless. That's the only reason I would see this not getting a secret rare upgrade. Turnt Scales probably going to get a downgrade, so the opposite of Turnt. Metal Cruncher would be cool to see an upgrade. Heavy Forward probably a downgrade as a spell. Island would be really weird to be missing because we already have seen the downgrade of an Agnister from Ultra to Common in the Common spoiler, so we know Agnisters are on there. And here comes the more interesting conversation. So like Demise back in the day, could a twist be that some Toon Chaos cards make it for Fire Warrior, since we already have confirmed Infernoble reprints from those leaked commons as well? That is a conversation that I think can happen. I think it's personally unlikely. They're not the priciest cards in the world right now either, but I wouldn't be shocked if he actually got an upgrade in the 10s, and I would be pleasantly surprised. My answer right now is I don't think that'll happen. Yo, chat, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna clear the chat. We're gonna clear the chat. Press 1 if you think Ronaldo actually makes it. Press 2 if, nah, no shot. 1 if he makes it, 2 if no shot. I want to see. I want to see what chat thinks, because they actually brought this one up, so they should be heard. Plunders will miss the 10s, then some of them will be inside the set as a lower rarity. Interesting. Ah, so a lot of people are thinking, oh, wow, now it's split. It's completely split. YouTube's popping off. Twitch is kind of slow-mo. YouTube, you're popping freaking off right now. Okay, so Twitch is of one mind. One. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see there, too. So, will we get a Dragoon equivalent? Who knows? Access Code Talker's the big one you're probably waiting for at this point. I almost feel like a clickbait too. We're dragging it out this long, but I just didn't go down to the extra deck much. Access Code Talker, I think there's no shot he misses. Maybe Gold Series, but no, I definitely think he's here. If he does miss, we said it together, he would go to the moon in crazy fashion. I just don't think he misses. I don't think there's a shot. I think Konami knows how mad the player base would be, and if we already have the, rival, the eye stuff in there, why would this miss? It makes no sense. As for stuff like Invoked and outside stuff like this, I think there's no shot. The more interesting conversation is with Adamancipator confirmed. Researcher probably will be in there. Will the Rikas and will the Eldritch stuff make it? We already had Eldritch the Golden Lord and Gold Rare, but Konami loves their filler. We could see the Secret Rare, and it actually would look badass and prismatic Secret Rare as well. And they did that with some Sky Striker stuff. Curse Eldlin could be slated as well for Gold Series instead, though, and we have no confirmation on any of these cards. So I do wonder if the Eldlin stuff makes it or not. Yo, chat, press 1 if the Eldritch makes it, or press 2 if not Gold Series only. 1 if it makes it, 2 if not Gold Series only. I want to see. El Dorado, so there is a Gold Series person line of thought, although ahead of the game, so to speak. Okay, a lot of Twitch saying nah El Dorado. Oh, YouTube being split. No, a lot of 2s. Interesting. Tons of 2s. Wow, okay. So even with Adamancipator confirmed, a lot of people thinking it will be missing. And Rika, up in the air. We'll see if they include anything else besides the Adamancipator. But yeah, I do like that little bit of mystery, the and more, but do realize people draw this way out of proportion. We are so hungry and waiting for Megatin spoilers in a month without a product release and a no sooner than looming. So this is mainly what people are talking about, those two subjects, and people are blowing them out of proportion. So don't spread misinformation. It's fun to imagine, but look at past history and keep your expectations a little realistic, please. Right, chat? Right? What, Prank Kids? Doodle Doo needs a reprint? See, why would they reach years back, like, and put them here instead of a set like Gold Series? Think of your other reprint sets. where it's more realistic. This doesn't work like your other reprint sets. It's dedicated to the core sets, where the rest of the reprint sets can go, oh yeah, Dual Overload I can grab from anywhere. Oh, Brothers of Legend I can grab from anywhere. Gold Series I can grab from anywhere. That's those. This is a little bit different as a flagship product that focuses on core sets a lot more in what's mentioned.